this tutorial, I'm going to teach you how to make these emerald earrings using a failed project. If you want to see more, please watch on and don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Thank you. Also have an upcoming tutorial of these jewelry pieces, so if you're interested in that, make sure to be subscribed to my website and see when they come out. So here's the failed piece. As you can see, it was supposed to be a kind of head circlet thing with a Swarovski pendant in the middle, prong set, but the problem came with one, the prong settings were too small, didn't reach all the way. As you can see, it barely touches the crystal, and the other two weren't placed correctly enough, and of course when I bent it, it fell right off, meaning it couldn't form a circlet of any kind. So what we're gonna do to fix it is turn it into two earrings, since I have two sides that are similar. First, I'm gonna start by cutting it off the frame and prong setting, saving as much wire as I possibly can. Remember, if they bend very sharply, such as the prong setting that I'm cutting right now, you can't save that part, so just cut it off and you can save the part after it. And I'm going to have to cut off the second part the same way. This time I went in because the bends weren't sharp, unlike the other side. As you can see, the sides are also different. That also is a problem. And here I am just trying to separate the two pieces as they are weaved together, but I'm going to try different methods, and any methods that look like this can work. Now for these earrings, as you can see, the parts that will be the main parts are wire weaved into a long straight line. So if you want to recreate these, just take two base wires and use any pattern. The pattern that I'm using here is 2 coils on the bottom wire, 2 coils on the top wire. Just repeat that pattern and you'll get the same as these. As you can see here, just use 2 straight base wires of 10 centimeters or 4 inches each, and use weaving wire of 0.4 millimeter, also called 26 gauge or 24 gauge. It changes depending on where you get them. Okay, so now I am going to just try to straighten out as many pieces as possible. Pieces that are now sharp or cannot be straightened out should be cut off. They will hurt you later, so it's best to just have them off right now. Places where there are slight bends can be straightened, but sharp bends, it's going to be a bit harder, and sometimes they may break off, so you're going to have to decide based on that. Always cut the edges off, because of the way we cut it, it was like they were sharp, jagged ends that couldn't be fixed. Here I'm just taking off the coil. Please use material to hold on to this. You will hurt your fingers if you do not. Just grab a cloth or something and just use it to yank the piece out, and you'll see that it might take a few tries. If it doesn't cut it off, we're not going to use this piece, so I can cut it off, but here I thought I might use it for something, so I decided to save it. I think I used it for a demonstration in another piece, but for this particular tutorial we will not use it. So go to the other side and take the coils off again. Cut off what you don't need. Here I'm just separating the two from the main weave. So I'm just gonna turn the piece around and cut off the excess, or uncoil it. In this case I will have to cut off the ends again because they're too sharp, they're hard, and they will not be pliable. So uncoil the two pieces, and this, what you do it to the second part as well, and you'll have your two pieces. Again, if you want to recreate this, just take 4 inches of 0.8 millimeter base wire and cut it off, and do a weave, which is 2 at the bottom, 2 coils around both at the top. So 2 around the bottom wire and 2 around both, 2 around the bottom, 2 around both. That's the pattern. grabbing my ring mandrel, we're going to make some hoops earrings, and we're going to need the ring mandrel for that. Take your ring mandrel and just start forming the ring. Oh, by the way, the length of each of these pieces is about 5 centimeters or 2 inches. And so just grab your ring mandrel and start forming the ring around the base. Start from the bottom and then work your way up to the top just to form a nice closed base. Also, switch it around so that you don't form a cone-ish shape, although I actually quite liked the cone shape look because you could see the weave from both sides instead of just one straight hoop. So just here I am contemplating making it into a ring, but I decided not to. I decided to stick with the earring idea. So again, just form it around the ring mandrel. So now we just inspected the two pieces, and as you can see the different lengths of the two wires, you're going to have to come up with a way to work with that. Here I am just put them in between each other so that they crisscross from each side to form the full ring as close as you can. Here using the mandrel just to make sure that you don't distort the shape. Push it in. So now you are going to take the two middle and you are going to twist them around each other just to kind of hook. Don't make a deep twist, just enough to hook it in. Since this wires are too small to work with, I'm gonna just take it and hook it around the other 4 wires. Here I'm just making a slight bend, but they'll come later, push them together and hook them. This one is longer, so I can hook it right away. I could even form a coil using it, but it's best to just make a small hoop. And here I'm fixing the shape after it's been distorted a little bit. Take your chain nose pliers, use them to grip the wires. These wires have been worked before, so they will be a little bit tougher or harder than what you previously have. So just use it to create the hook. just going to cut off the excess from the wire that we used to create the hook. That was a bit too long, just to make it look uniform, the same as the other piece. Just gonna move the two wires out of the way, try to see where the piece is going. I decided to use the extra long wire as the earring hook so that it won't be a short hook earring, it will be a long one. So take your pliers and begin to coil the two tails or two wires that we push to the side here around the long wire. Use any method that will turn out meters for you. I did them kind of simultaneously so that it wouldn't look bulky in the end, so that they don't go on top of each other too much, although it can't be really avoided at the top. And use your chain nose pliers to push any ends that kind of stick out down flush against the wire. It would be kind of hard because the size of the wires that you're coiling it around is the same, but you can just try to make it not push the other wire down. Just be careful, just use them to slowly push it around and take the other one, coil it on top of it, and that would be it for those earrings. Just make sure it's uniform to the second one. I've already done the second one. Any sharp and jutting ends, use your wire cutters to do this. So here's the first potential design. I'm gonna just use it to form a hook where the earring will go in, and here you have your long earring, and this is what your earrings will look like. Use your chain nose pliers to form a kind of stop on the earring hook, and take your other wire and try to make it as uniform as possible. Take your round nose pliers, create the hook, and just bend it over. Options, these are just bare earrings, but then next I'll show you how to make the emerald earring. Now here I'm going to make the earrings I showed you in the beginning. I'm just undoing the curls and coils that I made before. Be sure to smooth them out using a cloth or your natural hands, you might hurt yourself. And now just go on and straighten them out. Grab some bicones. I'm using Swarovski bicones 4mm in the color emerald. I just really love this color. It makes for a really lovely emerald earrings, and I'm stringing 6 onto these earrings. You can use as many or as little as you want to, depending on how long you want your earring piece to be, but 6 works out for me. Showing you one that had a hole in the wrong place for some reason. I'm not sure why. really weird. Now grab your round nose pliers and make the hook same as before. Make sure to leave a little space at the top because your ear will have to go in there, but not too much because the bicones will move around, and just form the same shapes that you did before. So here you have it, your emerald drop earrings. I hope you enjoyed. Be sure to subscribe to my channel for more. Thank you.